music sounds better when the person who loves it plays it for you.
Yeah, totally.
It transforms.
It totally does.
I smile so much because I'm that person. Wait for this bit.
Yeah.
Annie Clarke, St. Vincent. This is the interview with her. Hi, my name is Derek G, and let me introduce you to a little bit of that before we start the interview. So I just got back from Melbourne. I interviewed Annie in her dressing room in Melbourne at the Forum before her show. And I wanted to talk to her about music. And I felt like this was something I hadn't really seen before, which I'm excited about, which is two, I guess, music nerds just nerding out and talking about music. So we talked about her own music of her latest record. We talked about Greep, the Beatles, and Tom Waits. One footnote, I talked about Marc Ribot because I wanted to learn more about him from her, she's a big fan of him. He is most well known for being the guitarist for Tom Waits, as well as having an illustrious solo career, as well as being a very well-respected session guitarist. But just so you know, because I kind of launched into it. But anyway, I think that this conversation is really special. And once we get to talking about and talking over the music, I think it's just beautiful. And if you want to stick around more and dive more into the music, this is part of my private listening club called Solid Air that is exclusive to Patreon. You can go look it up. The link is below. And the remainder of the episode, which is not on here, I play the music that we talk about. We can listen to it, dissect it, and enjoy it some more. It's just a preview of what the private listening club is about. Hopefully, I'm going to have more guests on here as well for you to enjoy both on YouTube and on Patreon. But without further ado, this is Annie Clarke on Solid Air. It's Solid Air, and we are here with Annie Clarke, aka St. Vincent. Do you get annoyed that people say Sint in this country?
No, not at all.
I have to keep training myself to not say it.
Not at all. I'm charmed by it. And I mean, because in this country, there are nicknames and slang. Like the slang alone in Australia boggles the mind.
Do you try to learn such slang?
I try to pick it up where I can, although, I mean, it really is so region specific that, like, I heard, I did an interview a couple days ago, and the guy said that my record was a real perler. And I was like, I'm assuming that that's a nice thing, you know, thank you. But I was trying to think, what is that like? Like a pearl?
I don't even know.
Where? Yeah, but only really in Australia. I mean, I feel like even slang maybe.
And I don't use the word perler, but I understand what it is.
What is it? Was he insulting me?
Definitely.
Just kidding.
No, it's like a really great. It's really great.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I'm probably going to get myself wrong here, but I feel like it's got something to do with cricket.
Oh.
Like it's like a real, like, I have to fact check this, but I feel like it's a real good bowl. I think they use it for that too. If it's like,
oh, right.
If they bowl it and it's great, it's a perler.
A perler.
And
are you a cricket fan?
I used to be.
Really?
Are you?
No, I don't know cricket at all. I couldn't, and I like sports, but I could not even imagine, like, I have no idea what the rules are.
If there's a sport that you want to watch that's like chess, cricket is that.
Okay, I think I don't.
It's really weird in that it's like quite meditative because it's like Test cricket goes over 5 days.
Yeah.
And so.
Wait, it goes over 5 days?
They have a lunch break, they have a tea break, they have a drinks break, they wear all white, they stand out on the field for up to 5 days if it's a big match.
Oh my God.
Which is why it's like chess, because you have to, it takes so long and it's so strategic, and you know, it's usually in like 40-degree heat anyway. We're here to talk about music, but
God,
it's kind of fascinating. Sport is absurd generally. It's another absurd one.
I think we need it.
We do need it.
I think we need it. I think
what
we need it.
What sport is your sport then?
I watch basketball. I'll totally watch soccer, especially if it's like World Cup. I don't follow like the ins and outs.
I didn't think I'd be talking about music.
I know, but it's like, but I think that
you.
I think they are related in a sort of like.
Tell me how.
Of the body, that which is of the body. So like when I put on a show, it's very much of the body, and sport is very of the body.
Can you explain that a little more, like a pure expression of bodily?
Yeah, I think that like most of the time, I don't know about you, but I feel like I walk around and I'm very much of the head. I'm just like, I'm living here. I'm here. Everything's here. I don't mean to suggest that I think I'm living in a simulation. I've not gone that far, but there's there's a feeling of watching sports or playing a show where you can't be anything other than completely of the body. You're in real time, and the stakes are high, and you're not someplace else. You're like you're like violently alive for however long.
Not that it's the same stakes, but I do liken it to when I did live radio. It's like you just, if you fuck up, you fuck up.
If you fuck up, you fuck up.
And you got to keep talking.
Yeah.
You know, and you press live and the lights go on and you're like, it's great for public speaking.
Yes.
Because I wasn't good at that and now I'm great at it because you have to go live.
You do.
You're live all the time.
It really is the sink or swim. And I like that. We need that.
Can I play you my favorite song from your latest album?
Oh, sure.
This is my favorite song.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun. It's got so many different genres to it as well, I find.
Yeah. It's the start of writing this song was, you hear the like just that was like a loop that I made on a modular.
Yeah.
And then built this beat. Like, I wish I had the stems for you, but just like it
kind of switches it up though just then, because it starts really like a lot faster, then it kind of goes into this like Nancy Sinatra type of, you know, slower moving thing.
Yeah. It's you got the low horns there.
Yeah.
Little guitar thing. But I wrote the song over a beat that I made on like modulars and that kind of, then I wrote a whole song over it.
Yeah.
Which you wouldn't necessarily think.
Oh, that guitar part.
I mean, that's just like, and thank you, Portishead.
It's just a nice little, ooh, you feel that.
That's a bass 6. Fender bass 6.
Is it?
Wow, 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 wow.
Ah,
yeah,
like
to get the extra low note.
The like a baritone.
It's not a baritone, it's a bass 6.
It's a bass. Oh, like a 6 string.
It's called a bass 6.
Okay.
And it is tuned. Shoot, is it tuned to B? It's not. No, because baritones are usually tuned to B. It's not a baritone. It was I believe they made them in the 60s.
Okay.
Kind of a staple of like surf.
Okay.
Surf
Yeah, it did have that
rock.
kind of low twang to it as well. But I love this song so much. So you've spoken a bit about your modular synthesizers.
Yeah, but I'm a dabbler, really. I mean, I have a number of modulars, but the thing I like about it is that I kind of don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, there's so much going on that can go wrong and crash.
And not as much, because there really isn't. There's not really any, with rare exception, I'm trying to think even, like any soft synths on this record. It's all, you know, whether it was made by a drum machine or made by a modular and recorded, you know, everything was alive at some point.
That's nice. It's got its own soul to it. It's not.
Yeah, that was the ethos too. I think I was thinking about this, and I was on the way. We had a show in Ballarat. Ballarat.
I was like, that's a cute pronunciation.
Yeah. A perler of a show in Ballarat last night, and I was like looking at the sky here, which is so massive and amazing, and these like Simpsons clouds, and I checked out a Tom Waits record that I hadn't ever listened to.
Oh.
Bone Machine. I had never heard that record.
Interesting.
And like there was something very correct about that record and the drive from Melbourne to
Interesting.
you know, that sort of deserty.
Yeah. Okay, this is a
landscape.
good segue.
Yeah.
Because I have a very specific Annie Clarke question that is relevant to my time at the moment. Can you educate me on Marc Ribot?
I mean, where does one be? He's one of the coolest guitar players to ever walk the planet.
Shit. I'll tell you why. Because I was in Hamburg a week ago.
Yeah.
I was working at the Elbphilharmonie, like
incredible.
Insane hall. And he had what they called a reflector sessions, where he brought in all these people, friends, to play with him. He'd had like a listening session. He played in the grand hall. He also did another like thing in the recital hall. I didn't know about him.
Yeah.
So I didn't see it because I was busy. Like I was interviewing conductors.
Sure.
I was speaking to the London Philharmonic Orchestra.
Incredible. When you're working too, sometimes it's like you don't have the bandwidth
and I'm
to see stuff.
And I started to explore him once he had left, and I was speaking to someone there going, like, because people were like, you should speak to him. I'm like, I don't feel confident that I know enough about him.
Yeah.
And then I read up about you and you're a fan, and I'm like, I need it. What I do is like, in many cases, translation, right, of things that I care about. Can you translate for me, like Marc Ribot, please?
Yes. Marc Ribot, fun fact, narcoleptic.
Oh.
Charlotte told me that.
Show.
Yeah, I didn't know. One of the coolest. He plays in and out and in and out. He's like a master of tension and release, and like
that face.
Just like
that face.
You know, I'm struggling to even describe.
Is there a song?
I mean, I go back to his playing. Definitely solo records, but I go back to his playing on like Rain Dogs, Tom Waits' Rain Dogs.
Okay.
Like. Can you play?
Yes.
Okay,
tell me what I can play.
So, there's a song called Clap Hands.
Okay.
This is like one of my top 3 favorite guitar solos ever.
When I looked him up, I saw someone do a guitar tutorial on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I started to get it.
Yeah.
Because I know it sounds silly to say I get it off of YouTube tutorial,
No.
but like they live streamed one of his concerts at the Elbphilharmonie.
Yeah.
And it was jaunty and I didn't know what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, he's virtuosic, but he's an outsider artist. We'll get there.
Yes.
Cincinnati jacket and a sad look deep. Hanging out the window with a bottle full of rain.
Clap hands. Clap hands.
Such a rhythm too.
Clap hands. Clap hands. Thunder in the road. Some bitches never coming back in no more.
There's parallels between like the modulars and this
Yeah, except
rhythm.
this would be like,
bones.
calliope, marimba, treated oil drums. I don't know.
Steam under bad dreams. Going up to Harlem with a pistol in his jeans. A $50 bill inside a paladin's hat.
And nobody's sure what Mr. Knickerbocker's at.
Music sounds better when the person who loves it plays it for you.
Yeah, totally.
It transforms.
It totally does. Wait for it. Because
Oh. You know every note too. I smile.
like, right? Like, I don't,
Yeah, insane.
It's
I smile so much because I'm that person. Wait for this bit.
yeah. Well, the rest of his playing on this song is more understated, but that solo is just like
and dissonant and just
what?
oddball.
Yeah, it's so.
Are you into Jody Greep?
Oh, he's great. Yeah, I really like Jordy. I haven't I've heard of the single from his new
Holy,
record.
holy.
Yes, which is
Holy.
so cool. And also like, it's clear that like we should both share a deep and abiding love of Steely Dan. So, I hear that. Definitely hear that.
When people started saying that, I didn't hear that, but now I can't unhear it.
The lineage to me of like William S. Burroughs to Steely Dan to Geordie to Tom Waits, like you hear that.
Yes.
The language, there's a kind of a similar language in these stories about these fucking losers, in the best way possible, in a great way. I mean, and I loved Black Midi as well.
Their live performances are just like something else.
Best.
Did you see them at the Mercury?
No, I saw them in London outside.
The Mercury Prize performance, because obviously it's like...
Oh, wait, yes, I did see. Oh, yes, I saw the Mercury Prize.
he does this whole... and it's just like, this is on live television, guys. Like,
I know.
Perfect.
We need them. We need them to take those, to be just legit weirdos. I mean,
he's like 24 or 25, and it's so cool to watch someone do it young and do it like that.
It's deep and it's legitimately bizarre.
Yeah, it's farcical, but there's so much intention.
Absolutely. I appreciate that it refuses to be polite.
Do you refuse to be polite, do you think?
Like in music, I get to be free, finally, like free of my head and free of, so that is not conducive to
manners,
caring what. Yeah. I care immensely about the work.
It does feel like your music to me as a music fan, whatever that means, is only going to age so well.
Thank you.
Like I can't, it's made in a way that's so thought out, and such a fan of you're such a fan of contributing.
Thank you.
So that it does feel like it's just going to continue to be loved and rediscovered.
But that's what all my heroes made records that I am still listening to, that I will want to listen to.
You're a fan.
I am a fan. I'm a fan.
Last question about being a fan. So like a week ago you played with Paul McCartney on stage, which is just bonkers.
Yeah.
Like, come
so
on,
cool.
Jack White. And
yeah, that was so fun. Oh my God.
Guitar and bass icons.
I know.
Come on. Beatles song. Do you have one?
I really love Martha, My Dear.
I learned that on piano at one point.
You did?
Yeah.
It's a lot of changes.
Yeah. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum.
I mean, talk about things that age well.
Still.
Yeah. Doy.
Paul song. That was
so that's a Paul song, but my favorite John song might be Julia.
I have three.
Yeah. Tell me.
Long, Long, Long.
Oh.
Mother Nature's Son and Julia. All of the same album. What do you like about Julia?
Well, it breaks my heart. The changes.
The opening line.
Yeah.
The opening line. Half what I say is meaningless, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I say it just to reach you. Like
that just got a full body chill. Like that kills me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It kills me.
There's the thing in the song that makes it the thing. Maybe it's the basics. Maybe it's the opening line. For me, I just that line just hits me funny, and then I'm just drifting away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. At the end of it, you're just
a puddle.
Yeah.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
I hope you really enjoyed that. And like I said, if you want to hang out with me and listen to the tracks that we talked about in more detail, hear some behind the scenes, hear about all the goings on of that interview, then you can head to my Patreon. The link is below the like button for you to check out. I hope you enjoyed that. It felt like something refreshing and something fun, and I really connected with her, especially over the Beatles. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, any other additions or insights that you might have. And let's look forward to the next interview. Thanks for watching. Bye.